Hello! Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel and I'm excited to have you. I woke up this morning and poof, overnight, it turned from summer to fall and I could not be more excited. I freaking love the fall. So because of that, I thought that I needed to do a fall look. But I had so much fun filming my last video that was a little bit more glam, so I knew I wanted to do something a little bit more glam this time also. So I kind of meshed the two and created this glam, fall, sparkly look for you guys today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and we can go ahead and get started with the video. So first, prepping my skin with the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. This is just my everyday moisturizer. And I always like to take one pump and put it down my neck. And then I take another pump and spread it evenly throughout my face. On top of that, I'm going to be going in with my primer, and I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Hydrating Primer. So while that is drying, I realized I don't think I've talked about this on my channel yet, but for the past few months, I have been dealing with something called Perioral Dermatitis, and I actually might be pronouncing that wrong, but something that sounds close to that at least. Basically, if you look right here and you see these red dots, they are not actually normal pimples. That is my skin problem I'm having, the Perioral Dermatitis. Interestingly enough, it actually started down here on this part of my face, and I thought it was just breaking out, but it was basically a cluster of what looked like really small pimples, and it wasn't going away. And I've never really dealt with huge skin issues in my life. I have been lucky up until this point in that sense. I went to the dermatologist and turns out that is what it was, and I figured that's what it was since I looked it up online and saw pictures. I definitely, if you look it up online, do not have the most severe case, but it's still obviously something that's been really frustrating and something that I have been trying to deal with. And even now it is definitely a lot better than it was a couple of months ago, but as you can tell, it's not all the way cleared up yet. So I'm about to be going on a second round of antibiotics for it. The first round I think helped it, but didn't make it completely clear up. So now I'm going to be starting a more aggressive, higher dosage of antibiotics in addition to putting some creams on my face. Anyways, I will keep you guys updated on that situation and what finally hopefully makes it go away. From looking online, it seems like it's something that a lot of people actually deal with. So anyways, now that you're updated on that, let's go ahead and cover it up. So I'm going to be using the It Cosmetics by Under Eye. I'm using the shade Light, and I'm going to be putting that under my eyes as well as on any red spots such as around my nose and on the Perioral Dermatitis. Also, someone tell me if I'm saying that completely wrong. And then I'm going to be blending that in with a Chanel number 11 brush. Switching to my Real Technique setting brush to finish blending it out. Okay, now that that is blended out a bit more, I'm going to be going in with foundation. Oh, I just realized I forgot to wet my beauty blender. I'll be right back. But today for foundation, I'm going to be using the Dior Nude Skin Glowing Foundation with sunscreen, which is great. I'm using the shade number 20. So I just apply that directly to my beauty blender, and then I'm going to start pouncing it on my face. And I kind of like to make the dots everywhere first, and then go back in and blend it all in. So I used about 2 pumps of that foundation. By the way, are you guys, I guess it depends where you live, but at least in Ohio right now, it is turning chilly and I am actually so excited about it. I know I'm gonna hate it once it's really cold in winter again, but I cannot freaking wait to wear leggings and sweaters every single day. For highlight, I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime pen in the shade Light Boost. I'm blending that with a beauty blender. To set my face, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier powder. This is the loose translucent powder. So first, taking my beauty blender, I'm going to be putting that much on it and packing it underneath my eyes. My under eye area does crease very easily. I feel like especially the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, because it's so thick, it definitely creases, so it's very important to set it. Now taking some more powder on my beauty blender, I'm gonna be doing a little quick bake underneath where I'm going to be contouring. It kind of looks like I have a contour right now. That's kind of cool. Now taking this huge Sephora must-have large powder brush, number 30, I'm going to be taking that powder and lightly putting it over the rest of my face to set it. I am choking on Laura Mercier powder. And as I put the powder on the sides of my face, I'm going to be brushing away this. And then taking the Real Techniques powder brush, I'm going to be brushing away any of the excess powder from underneath my eyes. So for bronzer today, I'm going to be using my usual NARS Laguna bronzer, but the normal brush that I use with it is the Real Techniques retractable bronzer brush. And you know what? I just have not been feeling it as much lately. I feel like it's too big for my face. So I recently did a huge makeup clear out because I am moving and only wanted to take with me, obviously, the makeup and brushes that I feel like I will really continue to use. And I found this Sephora brush. This is a Sephora powder brush, and I was like, ooh, this would actually be perfect for contour and maybe for bronzing. I feel like it would just fit so perfect here. So I'm gonna try it for contour and bronzing today. And let's see how this goes. And just buffing it out a little bit. Honestly, I think that worked really well. I'm going to be using the Chanel Orchid Rose blush today with my Real Techniques blush brush. Love this blush color. It is so pretty. For highlight today, I'm going to be using Laura Geller's Gilded Honey, and mine is in a bit of a sad, cracked state, but that's okay because it's still pretty. I've actually been reaching for this highlight a little bit more than my Becca Champagne Pop one. Okay, time for eyes. So I'm going to first prep my eyes using a primer. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and this is the original formula. And I'm just going to be applying that with my finger. Whoa, got way too much on, so I'm gonna divvy that up between two fingers. First, I'm going to be going in with Buck from the Naked palette, and please do excuse the state of my nails, and a MAC 224 brush. I'm going to be putting that into the crease as my main transition color. Next, taking Hustle from the Naked palette, I'm going to also be putting that into the crease to darken it up a bit. Taking the Lancome number 11 brush and the shade Stone Violet from Clinique, I'm going to be placing that on the center of my lids. Now going back in with Hustle and that same Lancome number 11 brush, I am going to be placing Hustle on the outer third of my lid and on the inner third of my lid. Just making sure to slightly overlap it with the center lid color. So I think I want to deepen up the crease a little bit more. So still using the Lancome number 11 brush and Hustle, I'm going to really be focusing this into my crease. And I'm just going to continue to build up and darken the colors on the inner and outer third of my eye. Okay, so now that those colors are kind of to the deepness and darkness that I want them to be at, I'm going to take Hustle and the same Lancome 11 brush and put Hustle on my lower lash line. Going back in with my MAC 224 brush, I am not putting any additional shadow on this brush. I'm just going to be taking this in my crease a little bit more just to make sure that everything is nice and blended together. As I was cleaning through my makeup, I found a silver eyeliner that I thought was super pretty and really smooth. And I was like, you know what? These reflex in this eyeliner would look amazing as an eyeshadow. So I'm actually going to be taking this silver eyeliner and I'm going to be putting it on the center of my lids on top of where we put the Clinique purple eyeshadow. So just taking a Sephora eyeshadow brush, I am going to be brushing this eyeliner onto the brush, and then I'm just going to be putting it on the center of my lids. And because that is an eyeliner, there's no fallout, which is amazing. So now taking that same silver eyeliner, rather than putting it on a brush, I'm actually going to be using it as an eyeliner now. And I'm going to be putting it on my lower lash line, essentially mimicking where I have put it on my lids. I'm just going in with my Lancome brush to diffuse it a little bit and to just blend it in a little bit with the shadows around it. Now taking Virgin from the Naked palette, I'm just going to be using my finger and placing that on my inner corners and on my brow bone. Okay, eyeshadow is done. Going to be taking my Kat Von D tattoo liner and putting that against my lashes. If you have trouble doing eyeliner, I would say the biggest thing that helps me is resting the elbow of the hand that I'm using. So for me, it's my left hand on a surface, whether it's like your knee or a table or anything, just to help steady your hand a little bit. Going to be doing my usual eyebrow routine, starting with the Benefit Ka-Brow in number 3. And then I'm going over them with the Benefit Gimme Brow in number 3. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So I'm going to be using the Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Whiskey. Wow, was my hair just sticking out like that the whole time? I really hope not. So this is the finished look. I really hope that you guys like it. I hope that you are as excited for fall as I am if you live in an area where it's turning to fall. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed to my channel already, and I will see you guys again in my next video. Bye!